Real Talk, Fins Talk. I'm your host, Steve Malloy, and joining me as usual tonight is Rob Mosley, aka Dolphin Thirsty. Please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends, families, and neighbors. Please, please, please. Rob, how you feeling tonight, brother?
I can't complain. How about you, Steve?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. Hey, we're 6-3. We won. We're on track, man. We're on track to that Super Bowl.
Hey,
So, what do you think about that?
hey, I agree. I like it. I just don't want to jinx it. I just keep on waiting for that other shoe to drop as a longtime Dolphin fan. But so far, I love it. So I'm
Yeah,
with you.
great, great. Hey, listen, tell us what you're doing with DolphinThirsty.com this week.
I just always talk everything Dolphins, from trivia questions to writing about what's coming up. Have something about the Cleveland game. Wrote a little bit about just a little fun fact about the Chubb cousins going against each other this week. So just fun stuff like that. If you're a Dolphin fan, it's a great site, dolphinthirsty.com. And thank you for the plug.
Oh, no problem, man. I read it all the time, and you got some good stuff on there, man. So
Well, thank you
appreciate
very
that doing
much.
that. Yeah, appreciate you doing that for the Dolphins community. So Rob, what we're going to do is we're going to go right into the good stuff that happened this past week, all the positive, which was our offense and our elite quarterback Tua.
I
He had
like the sound
another.
of that. I like the sound
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. No, hey, look, he's playing at, like I said last week, he's playing at an elite level, and he's right now he's being very consistent. He's being consistent, and that's all we can ask from him, right?
Yep, no
I mean, he's going to,
consistency.
yeah, and he's going above and beyond. He's doing more than I dreamed that he could do this year. So he's the guy, and I'm just happy that he's happy for him that he's improved.
Yep.
Uh, a scale of 1 to 10, I rate him at about an 8 right now, and 10 is real hard for anybody to get. So he's up there in my book. So what did you think about the game this past week, Rob? About the
Oh,
offense, how they did?
well, I'm happy you said the word offense to start off on a nice,
Yep.
nice note. Yes, the offense had another great game. It was fun to watch again because it used to take weeks, like we would go by without seeing the Dolphins get a 20-yard chunk play. Now it's like almost every drive we're getting a
Oh yeah.
20-yard chunk play, and it's great between Waddle and Hill in the middle of the field being open. It's so much fun to watch because they still give us heart attacks. Every game's close, but instead of being like 17 to
Yeah.
16, it's like a 35 to 32, but at least it's excitement, when they're giving us our heart attack instead of like grounding out a boring game that, you're barely have a chance at, to score some points. So it's been so much fun, and I'm enjoying the ride every week to watch Tua progress and just see them bond together with his two elite receivers. I know I've been mentioned 1,000 times in the Dolphin circles for fans my age that remember Duper and Clayton, but it's just
Yeah.
so much fun. It's the first thing I've had as a reminder of Duper and Clayton since Duper and Clayton. So it's just so much fun.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And it's like you said, man, it's like every time Tua goes back to throw a pass, it's like I'm like, all right, who's he gonna throw it to this time? And somebody's gonna be open. It seems like they're always open, man, down the middle, especially. He's deadly down throwing the passes down the middle. The intermediate passes, 10, 20 yards out. And I want to make a comment too. If I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've kind of noticed this like on all 22. You know how a lot of times a lot of folks are saying that Tyreek, when Tua throws the ball to Tyreek, sometimes it looks like he's throwing it a little short. If you look at that play, it's almost the same exact play. He'll take off like a dart, as fast as he can, straight ahead, and then all of a sudden he'll just stop. And Tua's already thrown the ball. He'll go back to the ball. So Tua's throwing the ball 35, 40 yards, down the field, but he's running full speed. He stops. The defensive backs pass him up, and before you know it, they're like, "Where'd he go?" And he's caught.
Yep.
He's going back to adjust for the ball to catch it. That I'm thinking is a design play. because it's happening too frequently. If you think about it, you watch it. It's every time he goes to Tariq and he comes back for that ball down the middle there, it's almost
No,
it's a designed play for him to come back like that.
no, I agree. In all of my years of watching football, even in the Mark Duper, Mark Lane, I mean, Mark Duper might argue this because he was really fast too, but I've never seen a player like Tyreek Hill just be able to stop on a dime, go fast again, stop on a dime, cut, still go fast. It's just incredible.
And
it's
adjust. And he adjusts to the ball.
I know it's crazy. He never slows down because most of them in the best receivers, they're fast, but maybe not quick. This guy's like quick, fast, light. He's everything that you can throw into one little package. It's like everything you want to say. He's just all that. And I want to say, hey, Justin of Digging in the Trenches. Hello, Evan and Liz. Thank you for joining in with us here as we're just getting going tonight. Fins up to all of you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rob, for doing that because, to be honest, guys, I have bad vision and I can't even see the comments half the time. So if I miss a comment, it's not that I'm ignoring you. I really can't. I can't read it. And Rob would be my backup, and he'll go ahead and answer those comments if you don't mind. I appreciate it. I just wanted to make mention of that because I feel bad when I can't answer all the comments. Okay, so let me talk about the across the line now. Our line is really doing a great job with Tua protecting him. It's still the jury's still out on Jones, but thus far, I think Jones has been an upgrade on that left side as a guard. I know
I think so.
Eichenberg was trending.
I think we were ripping on Eichenberg earlier in the season, but he was improving though. Right up until he got hurt, he was improving.
Yeah,
but you're right. I mean, we haven't missed a beat. I'll give you that much. We haven't missed a beat with Jones in there.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Evan, you know a lot, Evan, and I know you know a lot about Jason Sanders, who we'll get to later. So
yeah, we'll get to him later.
Evan just is knocking himself, saying he knows nothing. So,
hey, but I also wanted to make mention and give kudos to our new running back, our new halfback, Jeff Wilson. Man, what an addition he is. I mean, he's an explosive back and very shifty.
And he's bigger. I know Bobby always talking about winning the thumper. He did some thumping against Chicago. He broke some tackles and he ran over some people. It was nice to see. I agree. You're stealing all my thunder. I gave both the offensive line and Jeff Wilson Dolphin Thirsty helmet stickers this week because of their performance. Yeah. I gave both of those. I gave the whole offensive line because when you got to do the helmet stickers quickly after the game, so it's kind of hard to sit there and break down seeing which offensive lineman did better. So I gave the whole unit of the offensive line a helmet sticker, and I gave Jeff Wilson a helmet sticker.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
No, Evan, I didn't like Chase Edmonds, not at all. I don't.
Oh, I know.
Oh, hey, I was excited about him in the beginning. I thought he was be a great addition and fit the system. It turns out he just he didn't work out. Hey, he's gone. He's in the past. We got Jeff Wilson.
No, I agree. I think we all kind of looked forward because we had all heard that he was going to be a good fit. So,
yeah, no doubt. Now, the only thing did you have anything else you wanted to add, Rob, to that?
What about that? No, we can keep on going on where you're going, and I'll chime in when you can run the ship and chime in when I want to chime in. So,
all right, brother. I just wanted to make mention about McDaniel, Coach McDaniel. Look, we all like McDaniel. He's play calling has been great as far as the passing attack is concerned. I mean, he's got that down to a science.
Yes, he does.
And we still need to improve on the running game, no doubt. But the thing that I have to criticize him about, and it just burns me up, and is clock management. His clock management has been terrible, and that's gonna bite us in the butt eventually, especially when we start playing these better teams. And let's say it's a tight game, that clock management is going to be instrumental in who, it could be a matter who's going to win that game and who doesn't. Maybe it's by 2 or 3 points.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of the first halves of the past couple. Well, against Pittsburgh at the end of the first half and against, Chicago this past week at the end of the first half. because we had so much time. They hit that beautiful pass to Tyreek Hill to get us down there in the red zone, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, scoring area. Then they run that toss to Moser, and then they just lost all concept of time after. We got thinking, oh, they got plenty of time. Then that plenty of time went to hardly any time. Then they had to call a timeout. Then they have too many men in the. They don't, because they have too many men in the huddle. Then they have to call a timeout to avoid getting the clock run off. It's just they did mess that up. And I know he's a rookie coach, so he's going to have to learn. They need some clock management guy in his ear, because he has a lot going on. He's the coach. He's calling the plays. He worries about the whole. He's no Adam Gates that goes and sits on the sideline when the defense is on the field. He's out there coaching still too. So he has a lot. Adam Gates, when the defense was on there, he would go sit there looking at his little play card. This is like, he's actually out there still coaching. So he has a lot going on. He's a rookie head coach calling his own plays. So I just want to, if it's someone upstairs and it's like, coach, time. And, kind of give him a like, oh, shoot, I got to look at the clock, because I think sometimes he just forgets, it's probably going slower in his head.
Yeah.
Because he's worrying about the play and all that. So, and there's been a couple times that, but I agree with you. There's room to improve there, but still he's a breath of fresh air so far overall.
Oh God, yes. No doubt. And I agree. You made a good point. And I know we had talked about this. Maybe he needs an assistant coach, someone to specifically kind of be in his ear. He don't even have to be on the field. He can be up in the, in the booth, keeping track of the time for him or something, and just get in his head and say, hey man,
No, I agree, because the games that we kind of screwed up the clock, we haven't lost yet. Because we kind of, even though we came back in that great fourth quarter, we kind of burned through timeout in that Ravens game. Then in the Steelers game, we kind of messed up. And then, but yet it hasn't burnt us in the butt yet, when you've blown. So, but eventually, like you say, it's going to.
It's going to, man, especially in tight games and in these better teams, Yeah. But and another thing, we're going to.
No, I was just going to say, overall, though, I hate to nitpick, because the man has a winning record in his rookie year, and and we're hitting into, this week and then a bye week. And I so want to get to 7-3 going into the bye week. So let's just keep rolling on that McDaniel train.
No, I agree. And I just want to make one more point about something else that burns me out about him. The guy has Tua, right? Tua has been the man. He's playing at elite level. Even in that game, for example, right? He's throwing the ball. Every time he threw the ball, it looked like everybody was open or somebody was open, and he'd get the ball to him, right? And it was for a good chunk yardage. Why did he stop passing the ball and go conservative when the running game wasn't working at that specific time?
Oh, you mean the very last drive?
The very last drive.
Yeah, no, I know. We ran 2 straight time. I know there. And then the third down pass, we did throw, but that's what we always do. That's almost like the routine, the last drive of the game. Excuse me.
Right.
Run like 2 times and then throw a desperation third down pass. But, in that game, Waddle was open, and then some people were saying him and Trent Sherfield when they watched the all-22 that he was open in the play on the play too. So,
it happens.
But it happens. But you shouldn't have got to that part. Just go with, yes, because I know they worry about, because an incomplete pass stops the clock. But he had been killing them all day in the middle of the field. I'm sure they could have found a first or second down pass to in the game, basically, instead of give Chicago that one last breath. So, it's just Evan just said he switches to Flo's playbook on the last drive of the game all the time when we're trying to run out the clock. So I don't know. Yeah, he does. He gets conservative all game. He's going for it on 4th downs. He's doing this. He's doing that. And then on the end of the game, he decides he's going to, go 2 yards in a cloud of dust, and it's just,
exactly.
It's just weird, because I understand the concept, because if you throw an incomplete pass, you're giving Chicago a free timeout. So I understand the reasoning, but until they get a better, method of getting those yards on the running game, I would still go with your strength, because you think Kansas City, remember against us when Kansas City came here and we played them very tough, they passed on, they went for a pass. They weren't, to kill the clock and get a first down. So it's just, you have to have that killer mentality sometimes.
Exactly. Exactly. Go for the score, man. Why not?
Go with your best. If you get beat because Tua throws a bad pass, you went with your best. You were trying to go to your best weapons. you're going, I'd rather get beat by the best than trying to be silly conservative at the end of the game.
No, I agree. So, I agree.
Yeah.
And that there again, that's where that assistant coach can maybe come in handy for him, up in the booth. Say, hey man, we just ran 3 or 4 running plays and he got minus yards or 1 yard. Let's not go conservative now. Someone in his ear like that. Just a little guidance, someone to kind of guide him. All right, now we talked about the good. Now let's skip the bad and let's talk about the ugly.
Okay, sounds good.
And you know what I'm talking about. This defense. The defense sucked this week. I mean, look, I know everybody's been crying and yelling and screaming, hey, we got to fire Josh Boyer. No, we can't do that. Not at this point in the middle of the season, make a switch to another coach.
That doesn't do it. That doesn't do anything.
It's not going to, not if we're trying to accomplish, winning an AFC championship and possibly going to the Super Bowl, not when we just spent all this money on Bradley Chubb, and Jeff Wilson, getting him right. Yeah. Because we trust this team and we trust this quarterback. No, you're going with what we have at this point, coaching wise. Yeah. We're stuck with him until the end of the year. That's just that, I'm hoping that McDaniel does honestly put a foot in his boot, his ass, and tell him, hey man, fix this like he did the last game when he told the defensive line coach, hey, fix this, and that's what he needs to do. And that's what I don't like about Boyer. Look, I understand he's playing with a lot of injuries, right? Brandon Jones, Byron Jones, which I doubt if he's ever going to come back. Byron Jones. Who else we have? We in the backfield that got hurt besides Byron Jones and Brandon Jones.
Nick Needham.
Nick Needham. How can I forget him? Nick Needham. I got that. I got that they're hurt. But look, man, you got to adjust. You got to adjust on the fly, man. The injuries are going to happen, right?
Yeah, but this week, I wouldn't even put it. It wasn't the secondary week.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
I know that's what I'm saying. I wish that we could just say, oh,
yeah.
I just wish we could say it was because of the injuries and stuff,
Right.
So,
right.
But, that wasn't the defensive back. They Cater Kohu, he played well. And I know, we got lucky on the end of the game, not getting the interference, but there were some other calls that could have gone, for us that they called on Xavier in the holding. So, that may have been a makeup call. But overall, they played decent. It was just a containment on Fields that put us in jeopardy because we couldn't stop the man. Obviously, he had an NFL record for running yards.
Always on the Dolphins. These people, these guys always set records on the Dolphins defense for some odd known.
Only two people have gotten over 100 yards on the Dolphins defense this year rushing the football, and they both happen to play quarterback. Not one running back has gone over 100 yards on us. We had Lamar Jackson go 119 yards, and then we had the record-breaking performance by, Fields the other day going for 178 yards. We won both games, so, if you can contain it somewhat, I guess you can still win. But, those are the two leading rushers. I think Breece Hall was the closest, and he's injured now, but he was the closest. He had 97 yards against us.
Right.
But, we haven't really had. So, I don't think Nick Chubb, who happens to be the second cousin of Bradley Chubb, and a little fun fact, like I said. So, if that's their only biggest weapon, I don't think that's going to beat us all day. We've been decent on the run, I know he's good. I mean, he's the second leading rusher in the NFL, so I'm not saying he stinks. He's going to be a tough guy to stop. But, we're not going to have to worry about Jacoby Brissett running for an 80-yard run against us. If that happens, I flip the water bottle off the table here and call it a day as a fan. If I see Jacoby Brissett run 80 yards for a touchdown.
Oh, my God.
But, it's, so I just think that we maybe match up a little bit better. But as a Dolphin fan, I'm not going to get into our predictions yet. But it's not – I've seen everyone on Dolphin Land giving that another easy victory. Have they been not watching our team this year? Every game's close for the most part, other than, in New England maybe.
Yeah.
There's no easy for Dolphin fans. They don't want us to rest on the couch saying, "Oh, we got this one in the bag," and or if we're at the stadium, like, "Oh, I wonder where I'm going to stop on the way home to eat." No, they don't let you start. They make you worry about until the last play of the game, giving you a heart attack. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
saying Cleveland would be easier, but I just don't think they're going to beat us the way that some of the teams beat us.
no, I
I
agree.
don't think
I agree.
I think
I agree.
we will be able to stop them. Digging in the trenches chime in there. He's all about that, about all the fundamentals of the game. But I think Cleveland's more of a grounded out, and I think our defense can stuff them out if that's their only main threat.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, getting back to what I was discussing about the defensive backs and the injuries. No, I am not saying that our defensive backfield is playing bad. I'm not saying that. Actually, they're playing quite well, and that's my point. And that's my point. Brandon Jones, when he was playing, when he was active,
he's a big
he
loss.
wasn't hurt.
I think he would have helped a lot. Yeah,
but he was like a linebacker. Josh Boyer played him like a linebacker. He played up on the box, right? So he was getting at the quarterback. He's one of our best tacklers on the team, Brandon Jones, right? So that is a big loss. I got that. And then you had Byron Jones, right? And you got X. So both of them are good man-on-man coverage guys, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now you don't have Byron Jones. Now you have Cater Kohu or Crossman, right?
Yeah.
All right. And Iggy, right? Iggy definitely is better at man-to-man than he is zone, for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, why are you trying to play the same type of game, the same system, the cover zero and all this kind of stuff with those guys when they can't do it? Right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is he's one-dimensional. He's too one-dimensional. He needs to mix it up. He needs to try something different.
But we're not
because
getting
this
that.
is not working.
We're not getting the natural pass rush, though. That's why we probably try to pick up Chubb. We're just not without bringing the house. We're having a very hard. Ogbah's not doing it. We're not. Phillips has been close a few times, but he's still scoot. There you go. He still hasn't gotten the sacks. He's gotten some pressures, but you got me all choked up, Steve. You got me all choked up talking about this defense. But yeah, I understand, because we're just not getting the organic pass rush. We're just not, our front's just not getting in there. So, we have to kind of send the blitzes if we want to get in there. And unfortunately, with Jones, the Brandon Jones being out, that really hurts. He's the biggest loss so far. We kind of just took him for granted because he doesn't get all the superstar hoopla that Holland gets and the other guy. But now that we don't have him, you realize how much we miss him quickly, because he was a stud getting in there and stuff. And he's definitely
But that's
missed.
the point. That's the point. We don't have him.
I know.
So he has to make adjustments, and he's not doing it. And another thing you mentioned about the line not getting the organic rush, I got that. But if you notice in the game also, right?
Yeah.
You were wondering, why is Jalen Phillips, why is he not containing on the edge? Why isn't he playing his lane?
He just kept on fighting.
But if you look on the other side, Bradley Chubb was doing the same thing. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. If Chubb is doing it, if Jalen Phillips is doing it, then it's not a talent thing. It's not the players. I think it's the system. It's what Josh Boyer put in place. That's what he wanted him to do.
I don't know. I don't know if he wanted him to break. I don't know. You don't know. Of course, we're not there all. But I do think that we were surprised. They probably hear all week about how fast Fields is, But, Chubb and Phillips are both known to be quick. They probably think, if I bite a little bit, I'd be able to turn. Other quarterbacks, you can kind of maybe mess up a little bit. But, with Fields and Lamar, if you bite, forget it. You're not turning around and running them down. So, it's crazy. You take a half step wrong against Fields and Lamar, they're going to take it around the corner and be running down the field, So it's tough. And I think they were a little surprised at how fast he was. So and again, I want to say thank you for that, Dolphins realtor, Evan, Liz, Justin up digging in the trenches, Chris V, thank you. Fins up to you all for joining us here tonight. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. And thank you very much for joining us.
Okay,
All right,
I'm gonna make one couple more mentions on defense, or maybe just one more, and that's Channing Tindall. He played like 5 downs, and I mean, I think the game is a little too fast for him. Justin Fields was definitely too fast for him because he missed those tackles big time.
Yeah.
You know, I think he has a little more development to do, and he may be a good guy. I mean, he's a fast guy, but right now, the game is a little too fast for him. You know, he needs to get more reps. But so we're done with the defense. Let's go to the bad. Let's talk about Evan's favorite player.
Oh boy, here we go.
Jason Sanders. You got me coughing now.
Yeah, I know.
No, I think Jason Sanders has got a problem, and his problem is all like we discussed maybe 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, I know. It's all up here in the brain.
It's mental. Look, they didn't even attempt to look for another kicker this year. So I still think they have a little hope in Jason Sanders. I mean, if you look at his resume, he's been a good kicker for us, right? He's been an excellent kicker for us.
Yep.
And I think it's just a mental block thing. And I think we're stuck with him the rest of the year. That's all. Unless he really.
I don't even think we're bringing in. Yeah, I don't think we're even bringing in someone just to kick a light of fire under his butt. I don't think we're bringing in any.
No, unless he really
McDaniel during the press conference. Evan's trying to steal my thunder. I'm going to make sure to steal his thunder in his show on the bandwagon. But anyway, I was going to bring it up. But McDaniel said during the press conference it was a gust of wind that came right at the time he happened. It had been and whatever. So I know I just say, but that's just McDaniel. He's going to have his players back. They're going to have his players back. But anyway, so yeah, he did say that during the press conference. And real quick on the Byron Jones, I think if we don't hear after this week, if we don't hear he's coming back, because now we're going to have a bye week after we face the Browns before having another home game. So that's like a 2-week stretch there where if we don't hear by then Byron Jones is coming back, I don't think he's coming back for the season.
No, I don't know. I don't even.
And
all right, so let's go ahead into the Browns game real quick. We only got a couple minutes, but everybody, thank you for joining tonight. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends, families, and neighbors. And don't forget about that jersey giveaway when we hit the 500 subscriber mark. I think it's a Jalen Waddle in a Javon Holland jersey. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Also, guys, hey, very quick. I'm sorry, and forgive my voice, but I just want to say something because you just talked about that giveaway. Let me also talk about the shop because JPF Scout Digging in the Trenches has a cool store, man, and I was gonna
plug him, man. You're still in my thunder, Mr. Sick Man.
Stealing the thunder with the raspy voice.
Justin, to make sure to reach out to Justin.
Go ahead, plug away, brother. Plug away.
All right. Make sure you reach out to Digging in the Trenches. He can be found on YouTube. He's a great follow as well. And Justin, throw in your name. Oh, there, it's written right up there. JPF Scout on Twitter. He's the man to contact for anything Dolphin material. If you want to read about the Dolphins, you come to my site. If you want to buy good Dolphin stuff, you go to Justin. He's the guy he'll hook you up.
Good stuff. Thank you. Okay, we'll go over the Browns game real quick. Look, the defense cannot play the way that it has been playing, at least the last couple games. They're playing against a Brown team, and I'll get to that in a second about the Browns. But Miami has the 5th-ranked offense in the league, NFL, right? They average 23.7 points a game. Cleveland has the 4th-ranked offense in the league, and they're averaging 25 points a game.
They have a great running attack, man. Their running attack is brutal. Attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have like the 5th best. They are. That's what I said. Chubb. I kind of touched on it earlier because I know we always end up running out of time. I mean, Chubb he's not going to be easy to stop, So I hope our cousin wins this time because they faced each other one other time, and Bradley Chubb was on the losing end of that game. So we have to, we got to get him some family bragging rights. So the Dolphins need to come up with the W, and
I agree. I agree.
Stop on Nick Chubb. So
now here's
it's going to be
defense.
It's going to be a tough game again, though. I've just gotten until they prove otherwise to me. I'm going to predict a close score. I mean, every week I come up with like Dolphins winning by 10, 15. That's just not going to happen. There's going to be a one-possession game until the last minute.
Possibly. I agree.
Yeah.
Now their defense. Here are the defenses. All right, comparing the defenses. Cleveland's defense is ranked 28th. Miami's defense is ranked 24th.
Yeah.
Cleveland's points allowed per game, 24.9. Miami's points allowed per game, 24.9. So they're even. This is an even game, folks. This is going to be a really good test for Miami, offensively and defensively. So I think it's going to be a good game. I'm calling it Miami 30 and Cleveland Browns 20.
Oh, wow. I'm going for a lower. I mean, though you threw out those defensive numbers, I'm going for like a 24-21 Dolphins win. I just think there's going to be some defense played, and it's going to be, it's going to be a tough game. So,
yeah. Well, I think Boyer's going to clean his act up. I think he's going to fix the defense and make some adjustments. I'm gonna give him that much. He's not on my hot seat yet.
Yeah.
But after this game, we'll see.
I still think Cleveland. Well, I know we got to go, but I do think Cleveland would eat up some clock because they're going to go. Like the Bears the other day, they were killing us in time of possession, but when we got the ball, we moved quick. But Cleveland's game plan is going to be to keep the ball away from us with their their running game. So anyway, I know we got to go. I just want to make sure, like these guys, make sure you subscribe, and tackle that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Join in for all their great shows on this network. You can't go wrong.
Don't forget about Finn's Bandwagon is following our show.
Yeah, stay tuned. You don't even have to go anywhere. Just stay tuned, and you will see another great show with Evan. I have to make sure. I got to find something that Evan, tell me what you want to talk about so I can ruin your party. And whatever. See, he stole my McDaniel press conference thunder. So it's all good though. Anyway, guys, you guys are great, and I'm gonna watch you guys later. Steve, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Same here, Rob.
Fins up.
Dolphins #1. Good night.
Dolphins #1. Fins up. See you next time, guys. Thank you.